I'm Kara. Welcome to my craft room. Why am I surrounded by all these flowers? Well, us moms, after our a community got devastated by Hurricane Harvey and took out our YMCA and our library and our high school and grocery stores and hundreds of homes and everything. The Y used to have a special needs night out, and of course we didn't have a Y anymore. So us moms got together and started putting on a dance at our community center that luckily got saved from Harvey. And so I make the centerpieces for each of the tables, and there we have 10 tables, and this is the spring fling dance. So I thought it would be fun to show you guys how I make these. And they would be good for Mother's Day gift. They thank you gift for maybe a teacher. I did them very whimsical because I didn't really want to do the realistic looking flowers, you know, the ones that you roll up. I wanted it a little more whimsical, a little more fun. So and I had to make 10 of them, and each one of these has 7 flowers. That's 70 flowers. So these were a little faster too. All the ones that I picked only have 2 layers. If you're going to do just one centerpiece, one home decor, one thank you gift, then you can pick a more exciting flower. But I thought that you guys would like to see these. They're cheap. Everything is from the dollar store, except for the ribbon. I got that at Hobby Lobby when it was on sale. So, so if you're interested, let's go make it. Okay, guys, this is really simple since basically we only need to cut out the flowers. So we're here on the front page of Cricut. We're going to hit new project and get on the canvas. I'm going to show you how to look up the first one, and then I'm going to give you a list of all the ones I used. Of course, there are tons and tons of different flowers. If you're just making 1 or 3 or something, you might want to do a little more elaborate flowers than I did. I kept mine really simple because I had to make 10 pots with 7 flowers each, and that makes 70 flowers. So I had a lot of flowers to do. But there, as you can see, look, there are tons and tons. There are more elaborate ones, like, say, this one. There are, see, I use this one. So I am going to show you how to look them up by code number, and then I'm going to list them, all the different ones that I used. But basically I made all of mine 4 inches high. So boom, done, easy. So here we go. I'm going to do the rose, the same one that we're going to put together once we get to the desktop, and all Cricut images all start with hashtag capital M. And the rose is MD 72677267B. Okay. So we'll hit search, and there it is. I didn't make the leaves, of course. So you're just going to click on that, and you see down here by insert, you've got it loaded on, and let's go get to the canvas. There we go. Now, I did not need the leaves, so I went into layers. You see the whole thing is highlighted gray. I just want the leaves highlighted gray, and then right down here at the bottom is this little eye, and I'm just going to click on it. It's still there. It's just hidden, and it won't be cut. So there you go. If you need to change the colors, you can go in here. Since you've got 2 different pieces, you will highlight, say, the background color. There you go. You're going to go to edit, and you see down here where it says basic cut, it has the circle. So, you know, you want it the dark pink in the background. So let's do that. Uh-oh, now they're exactly the same. So let's highlight the other part, go in here, and let's change it to a lighter pink. It doesn't matter. Whatever, you know, colors that you want to do. All the flowers I made are 4 inches high. So you're going to go back to edit, and you see right here, oops, sorry, hit the wrong one. We're going to go to height, and we're just going to hit 4 inches. Boom, done. Now, however many flowers you're going to do in your flower pot, then you just need to hit duplicate that many times. If you are making some two-sided, like I had to make the 3 of them two-sided, because they're going to be seen from the back and the front, this is how you do that. Okay, so you're going to go to Actions, you're going to hit Duplicate, pull this one over here. Now, if you just leave it like that, it's not going to match. So we're going to go back to Edit, and then we're going to come all the way over here to the right where it says horizontal. It's going to mirror it for you, okay? So you're going to hit that. Okay, now they're opposite, and once you put them together, they will match. Okay, so do all that first, and then if you're making 3, you know this is 1, so then you hit 1, 2, and now you've got 3 of your two-sided roses. Okay, if you want to make them all two-sided, no problem. If you then you only need your 4 one-sided. Okay, if you're only doing them one, if the whole thing is only going to be seen from one side, you don't have to make all these double ones. But then you'll pick this one back out if you're going to make it two-sided. Now you need 4 flowers one-sided. Okay, so we just need to duplicate 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you go. There's your 4 one-sided flowers, and here is your 3 two-sided flowers. And that's it. That's all you need for one flower pot. Okay. Now, right here at the end, now you just have to go and cut it out and go ahead and glue the flowers all together. And I will meet you at the desktop. But if you're doing 10, like I am, then I am going to give you the list of all the code numbers of all the flowers that I used. And of course, like I said, you can use your different ones that are more elaborate if you want. These are great for teacher gifts, for a hospital gift that doesn't die. You know, even Valentine's Day, anniversary, Mother's Day, any of that stuff. So here's all your numbers. And go ahead and get everything cut out and the flowers put together, and I will meet you over at the craft table and we'll get them all put together. Here we are at the craft table. I'm going to hopefully be able to do this with this amount of space. First, let's get our tissue paper cut. We're going to need 4, and it doesn't matter on these wrinkles. It's going to get wrinkled anyway while we build it. Okay, these are square pieces of tissue paper from Dollar Tree. And the first one we are going to fold into big 4ths. We need 4 bigger pieces, and then we need a bunch of smaller pieces. So let's put that one aside. We're going to take this second one, and we're going to fold it twice as much. So it doesn't have to be exact. And if you don't have zigzag scissors, don't worry about it. You can either cut them straight. Oops, we're going to fold it one more time over. And then 2 times this way. You got to cut, when you have to cut a bunch of squares, it's just easier to fold it and then cut the edges off. It doesn't have to be exact. Like I said, they're going to be all smushed up. So, okay, there's your small squares. I've got some pinking shears here. If you have some decorative other craft scissors, you can just cut them straight with a regular pair of scissors, just like this, if you want. It doesn't matter. That'll work. Or you can just tear them, just a little tear all the way down, and that'll give them enough kind of rough look because they're supposed to look kind of like grass. So now, if you got some Easter grass, I wouldn't use that shiny kind, but they have a kind that's dull like this tissue paper too, so you could use that if you wanted. So we're going to cut all 4 edges, and this is going to get rid of all the folds and give us a bunch of small squares ready to put under the flowers, okay? Like I said, you don't have to be exact. You just need to cut. There you go, just like that. And then we're going to do the same thing. Let me put these in the trash. We're going to do the same thing with our big square. Okay, I speeded this part up a little bit. You don't have to watch me I just did the exact same thing that I did with the little squares. Okay, so there's our big squares. Here's our little squares. I'm going to set those aside for a second. Then we're going to do one more construction thing. Here, we're going to use these pink roses. Let me show you a couple of other ones I have. You probably saw them in the intro. Here's the sunflowers. And these pink and aqua flowers. So, you can do, you know, and you don't have to do these flowers that I picked. There's lots of flowers you can pick. You're going to need 3 that are 2-sided. So I've already glued these and also glued the sticks inside of them. And I'm going to show you how to do that. The other 4, since they're going to be back to back, are all 1-sided. Okay, so you only need 3 of them 2-sided. The other 4 are going to be 3-sided. Okay, and I'll talk about that. I've already talked about that when we were on the canvas. Now, here is our last flower. It's double-sided. I picked the same spot not to put any glue. So you've got this little area right here without any glue. Okay, it's like a little pocket. And this is going to slide right in there. See, just like that. Okay, now these 3 2-sided ones are going to be your longest once you get into the pot. So you don't want to put them too far up into your pocket because you need the height for your pot. So, but if you picked a smaller pot, this is the pot that I picked. I got it at the 99-cent only store. Okay, so let's do this. I just hot glued these basically because it's strong. It dries really fast. So we're just going to, and just like my desk, my glue gun is well loved. So I'm going to keep my finger right here on the edge so I can keep that open. Then I'm just going to squirt a bunch of glue in there. And then I'm just going to slide my straw in there. Okay, just like that. Okay, there we go. And that can be hardening up while we get the rest of the pot and everything. Now, here's the deal, and I know I talked about this when we were on the canvas. If you are giving this away, you're using it as home decor, you're only going to use these centerpieces for one party, then you can hot glue away all you want. But for me, I have to use these I need to be able to pack them away. I need to be able to use these bases for other things. Sorry, my Siri just turned on for no reason. I need to use these bases for other things, so I need to be able to take everything off and out and pack it away for the next time that we have a spring fling dance. Or if I need to use those pots for something as the base for a different centerpiece. You'll see on my channel where I've got, I think as of now, I've got 3 or 4 centerpieces on there, and I'll put more. I think I've got a rodeo one and Easter. Okay, this is stuff I got at Dollar Tree. Okay, and it comes like this, and there's 4 blocks. See. Let me peel this out. I've used this for other things and left the plastic on, but for you guys, I'm going to take the plastic off, okay? So there we go. I'm going to use 3 out of the 4 blocks. Let's go ahead and put these in because they're a little bit messy. Okay, this floral foam. And you're going to figure out where the front is of your pot. And then you're going to leave spaces here and here. This is going to be the front right here, see? And you're going to push it way down. You know, pretty far down. And see, now that's made the pot do funny. Now you're just going to have to push it like this and it'll smush that floral foam a little bit more. Now, again, you don't have to be exact. None of this is going to be seen. This is just going to put your flowers in it. Okay, now that we've got that foam makes such a big mess. Okay, now let's do our bow. We're going to do this bow in two separate things. And again, if you are making this once and you're using it for home decor, you're only using it for one party, whatever, then I would start hot gluing all these. Okay, I would hot glue the ribbon onto the pot, etc., etc. But I need to be able to take this ribbon off and pack all this up and into a box and save it. So I'm going to use these glue dots. If I didn't have to do that, I would be using hot glue. Okay. Then I am going to figure out about halfway with this is the back. Okay. So, because I don't want it slipping down. So there we go. And then we're going to come around the front. Hold on. Let me put another glue dot on there. I am going to put a glue dot on this. I want to make sure that you can see on the top of this end, the top of the ribbon. And then I'm going to put another one here. Again, if you're doing hot glue, you don't have to do this, but you're still going to glue it at the very top. Okay. So I'm going to put it on this one too. There we go. Now I know where my front is because I know that it's here where this long piece is. And my pot has grooves in it. And I want to go right along this one specific groove so I know that it's straight. It is going to be loose along the bottom. Don't worry about that right this minute because we are going to change that here in a minute. And then this side, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to run it right along the bottom of that groove so it's straight. There we go. And then I'm going to pull it as tight as I can and smush that glue dot down. Now, can you see here? Of course, since that pot goes this way and the ribbon is straight, and of course I love this wired ribbon because it's so easy to do bows and stuff, and it's real easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather, here's where my two pieces came together, and this is where my bow is going to go. I'm going to gather this up, and as I'm doing that, you can see that it's tightening up this bottom, because the bow is going to cover all of this, okay? And you're not going to be able to see it. So I want to gather this up like that, and that makes my ribbon tight all the way down and keeps it from being too loose. Okay, just like that. There we go. Kind of like that. See? You're just gathering it up. It doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be perfect because the bow is going to cover it. Now, since this is ribbon to ribbon, I can use my well-loved hot glue gun. Okay, and I'm just going to stick it down in here. Put a little bit of glue so it'll stay. I'm going to go up under here. Throw some glue in there. And as far as the little glue strings, don't worry about it here. As soon as it cools off, we're going to fix that. Okay, now right there. Okay, there we go. Again, nobody's going to see this. The bow is going to hide it. Okay, here we go. Aha, see this little piece right there? Again, doesn't matter. Now, if you've got little glue strings, it happens to the best of us. It happens to everybody. Just once it gets cooled off, all you got to do is pull them off. Okay? Then, let me show you how to tie your bow. And we're going to do it just like you're tying your shoes. Okay? And that way, it'll make it very, very easy. And the nice thing about this wired ribbon is you can still make it good even if you're not the best bow maker in the world. So we're going to do this just like you would do your tennis shoes. Okay, so you're going to make a loop. Okay, and you guys can see this, right? And then we're going to do the same thing you would normally do. You would normally come around here. And yes, the white is going to show, but that's okay because you want your loop coming back through to be the color. I mean, to be the right side. So once you put this loop through, there we go, just like that. Just like you were tying your shoes. We're going to make it a little tight. Pull this down. And when we pull this down, we're going to turn it. Okay, see how that and the white is showing in the front, which we don't want. So when you're pulling it back, we're going to just twist it like this. Okay, and then pull the excess in. Okay, same with this one. And then you're going to grab your loops yet again. Okay. And again, as you're pulling this one back out, There we go. We're getting close. Okay, I'm going to pull this really tight, okay, because it won't get so loose when I'm pulling these back out. And however big you want your bow, that's your decision, okay? And as I'm pulling this out, see, look, I turned it. So now we've got, now the biggest thing is you want to make sure that your sides are even, okay? Oh, this got bent a little bit. Let's get this straight. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to tighten this back up. Now, see how this one's a little bigger? So we're going to pull it just a little bit. There we go. There, that looks pretty even right there. Okay, just like that. Let me see. I'm going to pull this tight, make it a little tiny bigger. Okay, there we go. Okay, now once we get it on the pot, we'll make all these loops look really nice because it's wired, so it makes it easier. If you're not good at making bows, always buy wired. Look at that. Look how cute that is. And we'll trim off the ends here in just a minute. So what we're going to do is it's going to go right here where we gathered up our ribbon. See that? Okay, I'm going to hot glue this since it's going ribbon to ribbon, because when I'm done, I will just slide the whole thing off. And then once, we're not going to trim it till after we get it glued on, okay? When I'm done, I will just loosen those glue dots and slide the whole thing off, okay? So there we go. Let's make sure I get it on there. Good. Okay, there we go. Then we're going to trim off these edges, and it depends, and that's a personal thing on how long you want them. I want them shorter than the bucket or the whatever you're using to put yours in. You can, there's lots of different things. Dollar Tree has really cute like silver buckets and different stuff. There we go. Do you see that? Okay. Whoops. Uh-oh. Lost my foam. I'm making this upside down and sideways. Okay. You can see where I've got little pieces of that foam. When I'm done, I'll just take a wet paper towel and wipe it off. It's not a big deal, but that foam makes a big mess. Okay, so we're just going to make this nice, so they're both even and they're sitting in the right spot. If you have, or if you're having trouble with these staying where you want them to stay, because we're going to kind of hide that gathering that we made, that you can always do a little dot of glue right here or right up here and glue those down. Okay, and where they'll stay and hide your mechanics. So there you go. There is your bow already. We got our foam in here. We're all, you won't believe it, but we're almost done. Okay, so first we need your 3 that are 2-sided. Now if this showing a little bit showing through of the 4 that are only 1-sided, then you're more than welcome to make every single one of these 2-sided. But I'm making 10 different flowers in 10 different pots. So I'm going to make it as easy as possible. So first we're going to do right in the middle. Okay. We're not going to put it in too high because I want, no, we're not going to put it too far into the foam because I want it to be as high as possible. And then we're going to kind of do this like a triangle. Okay. And then this third one, these are all, remember, these are all the double-sided. We're going to do it exactly like this, but on the other side. This is hard to do sideways. Okay. Down like that. I got a little glue string there. Okay. See? It's kind of like a triangle. Can you see that? Okay. Now, all of these 1-sided ones are going to go here and here on either side because this is going to be a 2-sided. If you are making this for home, like I said before, if you are making this for home decor and nobody's going to see the back, or to do a serving table and nobody's going to see the back, then you only need to do these 5 flowers. But for me, it's going to be 3-sided. So, I mean, it's going to be 2-sided because it's sitting on a table and people are going to see the front and the back. So I want to make sure. So I'm going to put these right here. Okay. So let me get it started here where I can see it. There we go. And you just keep pushing and keep pushing it down. There we go, like that. And I'm going to put this one over here. Let me double check that I'm in the right part of the foam. Just like, did I run into my other straw? I think I did. Hold on. I'm going to have to move this over just a little tiny bit. Move it front. If you hit your other straw and you can't get it to go in, then move it forward just a little bit or backwards just a little bit right here. See how this one's just a little tiny bit forward? But you can't tell, right? Okay, we're going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to put this one here. Okay, and see the way these are going to hide these one-sided ones. Okay, they're kind of hide each other. Okay, and then this one is going to go here. Okay, let me get it in there. There we go, just like that. See that? And this one looks like it came out just a little bit, so let's put it in there just a little bit more. You kind of want it as a triangle, almost like the 5 of a dice. You see that? Same on this side. See? Okay, now we're done with that. Now, you're almost done. Look, you got one more thing. And this is where your green, whoops, I'm sorry. I hit the camera, didn't I? Sorry about that going back and forth. Now, the last thing you need to do is do your tissue paper that we already cut up. Okay. I decided to come over here because we've got more space and it's just too hard for me to show you the rest of this over there. Now, you see where we've got, of course, we already did the bow, we did the foam, we got our flowers put in there. You've got these 3, 1, 2, 3, the tallest because they're two-sided. And then you've got these 2 on the at the bottom right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're the same on either side. Then let me show you how to do the inserts again, because over there it was too hard to see. So first we're going to start in the very back and with one of the bigger ones. And you see these 4 gaps? That's where we're going to put the bigger ones because they're going to go way down here. Okay, there we go. We're going to come back and widen those out. Then we're going to put one on either side. Another big one. These all go down in those gaps between the floral foam and the side of the pot. Okay, and this side we're going to put this one down, and we're going to put it down pretty far. We don't want this grass to come up too high because then it won't look good with the flowers. Okay, and then you're just going to spread each one of these out. There we go. Now, you see how you've got a big empty spot in there? Okay, now we need to fill that up. So we are going to go from the front. Okay. Well, just got turned around a little bit. I'm going to turn it back where it goes. Let's turn this back so it faces the bow. See? And you've got your 3 big pieces in there. So now we're going to take these little bitty pieces. And let me show you here on the bigger thing. Take your finger, you put them in the middle, and then you just kind of go like this. Like that. Now we'll start at the back. Okay, and I'm just going to start filling in between all of these stems. Okay, so let's start in the back because it's harder to get to from when you're working from the front. Okay, so let's put some, and you can put as many or as few in here as you'd like. Totally up to you. Okay, now you see how we kind of have the back filled in? Now we're going to go in and we're going to fill in between all of these stems. Okay, it's easier. It's too hard to do this before you put the flowers in. So we're just going to keep adding these in between. And like I told you at the when we were at the craft table, this needs to go down. You can, once you get all of these where you want them, you can glue them in. You can't really glue them to the floral foam. The floral foam won't take any glue. But you can just take your glue and you go in and just kind of do it in between each piece of paper where they touch the stems, where they touch the side of the pot, and just kind of go in there. And then if anything's loose, you just go in and put it, down in here where nobody's going to see it. Just put a little dot of glue. So we're going to keep filling these up. Let's see. It's hard for me to see. Okay, here's our big piece. So we're almost to the front here. So let's go ahead and put this big piece in the front. And it's going to go right back down in there. And it looks like we need one more. All you want is to make sure that when somebody looks at it, they don't see that floral foam under there. That's what you're doing. You're trying to cover up your tracks. So there we go, just like that. And look at that. You're done. You did it. I'm really proud of you. You did a great job.